Well, I'm on the phone, as we will be every Wednesday during basketball season, with Maine Maritime Academy women's basketball coach Craig Dagan. And Coach, you've got an exhibition game this Saturday, the 7th. Tell us about that, if you would, please.
Yeah, we play at 3 o'clock on Saturday against UMaine Machias, and aside from that, I don't know what to expect. We're excited, though. I mean, we're still not at full strength. Tomorrow will be the first practice for one of our returners who's coming back from their soccer season. Just ended yesterday, unfortunately, and we still have one of our freshmen. Their volleyball conference championships are this weekend, so we still won't have everybody in line in regards to that, but for the most part, we've got everybody else in place, and I'm just looking forward for them to be able to go out there and play against somebody other than themselves and execute our stuff against somebody that hopefully doesn't know what's coming. So,
sure. Let me ask you, who is going to be on that's coming from the soccer team?
Yep, Maggie McConkey, who was the goalie for the women's soccer team, who just had a phenomenal season. They just lost yesterday, unfortunately, in the NAC semifinals to Colby Sawyer in overtime. And Maggie was a kid that was our point guard last year and got a ton of playing time for us, and we expect big things from her again this year. And then Tess Clark, who's one of our freshmen from the Houston, Texas area, is one of the main cogs on the volleyball team, who's playing their conference championship semifinals and finals this weekend in New Hampshire as well. So once those two get back with the rest of the group, we'll be hopefully full strength and can start moving forward and see what the dynamics are going to look like at that point in time.
It's interesting because there's going to be, especially for the goalie, there's going to be a difference in terms of basketball shape and soccer shape.
No question about it. And it'll be interesting to see. It's been a while. It's been probably 4 or 5 years since I've had somebody that's had to make that transition from soccer to basketball. In the past, we've had more time, and because of the success of the team this year, the soccer team, her time with us is going to be far more limited before we start playing. So, but Maggie's, she knows what to expect. She's been through the grind with us and has certainly been doing stuff on the side to help prepare, but until you get in that first practice and your first few wind sprints up and down the floor, it's, you don't realize how bad a basketball shape you are until that point. But
the basketball court's a lot bigger than the goalie box.
No doubt. But I have a lot of faith in Maggie, and I'm sure she'll be ready in a very short period of time. So I'm looking forward to getting her back in the groove of things.
And volleyball, probably, I'm amazed at how cardiovascular, how good a cardiovascular shape you've got to be in to play competitive volleyball.
No, you do. No question about it. Unfortunately, it's the length of. There's so many breaks in that sport that you have a chance to catch your breath in between every single play, and unfortunately in basketball, you don't have that same luxury. So. We'll see. I think it'll probably take Tess a little bit longer than it will Maggie, just from that perspective. But once again, she's young, ambitious, and I don't anticipate it taking, especially if they want to play. If they want to play bad enough, they'll be in shape quicker than normal. So.
Well, and that's the neat thing about going to a school like Maine Maritime Academy is that you can be, in some cases, a 2 or even a 3 sport athlete. Depending upon if they have visions of lacrosse. It's neat what you can do.
It is, and it's from a coaching perspective, it isn't exactly so. It's not so neat because of the overlap, and but it's one of those things. Not only just here at Maine Maritime, but at the Division III level as a whole, there tends to be a lot more 2-sport athletes because the opportunities present themselves and. As I said, it's not an ideal situation for me in the sense that Maggie and Tess have both missed the first 19 practices, and especially with 2 kids that we expect could have a big impact on what we're doing, they're obviously way behind the curve as compared to everybody else. But on the flip side, there's certain kids that otherwise wouldn't get those repetitions that are getting them, and they'll be far more advanced and far more prepared than they would have otherwise. So. Listen, Chris, just like anything else, and we went through it last year, how you handle it and how you perceive and attack the situation is going to be a big a big reason of how the consequences turn out, and we tend to put a positive twist on things. People get hurt, next person up. We don't dwell on the negatives very much here. We try to think of the positives and how that's going to affect us in a way to help us move forward and be successful.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, let's face it, after last year, to have extra players and to, have to make a decision as to who are going to be the starting five and who's going to be the sixth and seventh woman off the bench. I mean, that's a nice decision to have to make.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that's the great thing about this year and the recruiting class that we have. And not only are we going to have the depth that we haven't had, but we're going to have quality of the depth. And, we could literally go 12, 13, 14 deep this year and feel pretty comfortable, and there's not going to be a big drop-off between the top kids and the back-end kids, and that's always important, especially if, in a long season you do deal with injuries, and to have faith that the kids coming in behind them are going to get the job done is very comforting, and not just for us as a staff, but for all the players. We talk about it all the time. If one of our starters isn't getting the job done, for that kid to know that there's somebody coming off the bench that's as capable as they are, it doesn't put all that pressure on them when things aren't going well. So I'm looking forward to that, and so are the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And the season, it starts right off. I mean, in 10 days from today, on the 14th, where you've got the Pepsi Mariner Classic.
We're looking forward to it. We open up with UMaine Presque Isle next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, and it's a long journey, and we're trying to focus one game at a time, but we're looking forward to getting out there and getting in a routine of games and the monotony of practices at this point in time. When you're 2-3 weeks in, the kids want to play at this point in time, so we're ready, and we still got 10 days to implement stuff and get our scrimmage under our belt, but we're really, the entire program is optimistic, and we're really excited about the start of the season.
And I know one of the players on the Endicott team, Hannah Shaw, who went to MDI and who had a breakout year last year as a freshman, and that Endicott team's pretty good.
They are. I mean, I think they struggled a little bit last year. I think they finished their season under 500, but they play in a really difficult conference. And they don't have too many nights, especially in conference play, where they have any breaks. And Hannah's obviously a talented kid and had a really good freshman year, and is probably a kid that's just going to get better and better and better as her career progresses. And we expect that Endicott and UMass Boston is the fourth team, and they had an outstanding season last year. I think they won 19 games and were 2 points away from going to the NCAA tournament. So the entire tournament is competitive, and we look forward to two early games and the two Sunday games being both competitive games. And as always, that tournament has attracted a lot of great teams in the past, with Bowdoin and being here last year with Roger Williams, and we're looking forward to another tough field this year and beyond. So yeah, we're excited.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the time. We look forward to chatting with you next Wednesday and hearing how the exhibition game went this Saturday and the final preparations for the Mariner Classic.
I appreciate it, Chris. You have a great week.
You too, Coach. Thanks.
Bye.
Coach, thanks.